So welcome back from the desk of low, man. Like right here, man. If you've been following the show, man, you know that I'm a huge Sons of Man fan. I'm a huge Wu-Tang fan in general. We had Wu Syndicate, Prodigal Son, Hellraiser, Bronze Nazareth, Fourth
Right.
Disciple. Man, let me and then not to mention the legends on top of that, like Mr. Pharomonch, Daryl Jones, Smith and Wesson, Black Moon. So for y'all who actually been following my Twitter for some time now, you've been known that I've been trying to get a hold of one of the Sons of Man members for say about 2 years, 2 years something like that
Yeah.
since the Prodigal Son. And let me tell you, for somebody who grew up with the Wu and Sons of Man, this man never really done like a interview where you could just go look up online or like with the modern day media these days. But right now, though,
Yeah.
I like to take my time out too because if you know who I am now, you know that I do my research on this, or it's not going to be no whack interview calling them, flunkies or shit like that. Because let's be real, half the members in the Wu Tang or the Wu Tang affiliates can out rap modern day rappers and from the '90s today. So these are elite MCs. Not to mention, I said this before, I'd rather be respected by a bunch of five percenters than a bunch of pilgrims. Because honestly, 5%
Yeah.
just show me so much love, and these pilgrims just try to come and take from me. So, man, if I'm me rambling on, man, this man rarely does interviews, man. So it's always a pleasure to talk to the one and only 60
Yeah.
Second Assassin, aka the $1 Million Hook Man.
What's up, man?
How you doing,
How y'all
sir?
doing out there? Yeah. How's everybody doing?
Man, we doing well over here, sir. How about you, sir?
I'm good, man. You see me? I'm still living.
So, sir, for a man who who's coming up in hip hop and always loved listening to interviews and stuff like that, when I type in 60 Second Assassin interview, you see you actually talking to the camera, but there's no actually somebody asking you the question. So I prepared for this for 2.5 years. So I wanted to know how did the 60 Second Assassin story start off? How did you get into the Sons of Man and all of this wonders of the Wu Tang rabbit hole, I like to call it?
Well, it started when Wu-Tang was the All In Together Now crew.
Okay.
Yeah. It was before they came out with their first single.
Yeah, because
Uh,
because for the people who actually know the history of Wu Tang, if you actually hear RZA, he shouts out 60 Second Assassin on the actual album.
right, right. Yeah, so, and we was hanging out, battling other MCs and everything, but they were really professionally at it. I just got into it, you know. And sort of like RZA came and said, "Yo, man, you the 60 Second Assassin." So because he had gave Dirty the one man army, but then he said, "Look, you can have 60 Second Assassin. That fits you more." So I just took it and brushed it up, and instead of using it as the karate flick 60 Second Assassin, I used it as I'm a '60s baby. You
Oh,
know.
see, like for the people who don't know it too, this man has a relationship with Old Dirty. He was on Old Dirty Bastards, Return to the 36 Chambers album.
Yeah, that's my first cousin.
Oh yes,
That's my
sir.
brother.
As you see, that's
Yeah.
family right there. See.
Yeah.
So who did you initially like meet first? Because like obviously RZA's family too, Jizz's family. Like who's the first one that you actually met within the clan?
The first one I met,
Yeah.
besides family,
Yeah. Besides family.
mm, it would have to be Jizza. I mean, not Jizza. Jizza's family. Wow. Damn, it would have to in the clan, right?
Yes, sir. It could be an affiliate too, like priest or like ninth.
Well, Priest was really the first one I met.
Okay.
Priest.
So when coming in like to the music industry and stuff like that, you guys had a single with Killer Army statured. Where was that single card again? It's actually
Broke the darkness.
yes, sir. And this was released in 96, 95, if I got my facts straight.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, I was only like 5,
Yeah.
6 years old, but when I would go back and did my research, I was like, holy shit, I'll give my left nut to go back and actually experience this as a teenager. So, coming into the music industry and things like that, too, like, when did you first take your initial steps to actually start making music, and who's the one to push you to, like, actually do music?
Mm. Well, I come from a family that's musically inclined. Like my father and the old dirty bastard mother used to sing at the 521 Club up there on Fulton and Franklin.
Okay.
It was a popular club back in the day. It was in the hood, and they dropped in and sang. And so, like, you know, when I was growing up, you know, they did a lot of singing around in the house. So I sort of like mimicked my family because they always played a lot of old music, James Brown, Aretha Franklin, Al Green, you know, all that B.B. King, all that old stuff. So I sort of like took all of that and took it in. So when I met up with Wu-Tang and them, that was sort of like in me already. So it was like musically was orientated in my family. That's where I get it from.
Oh, so like in a way it was destiny because either way, like we may have had to wait, like yeah, because when you came out, we may have had to wait like a long time for to get your debut though. But you were always active, like so, like did you get to see like the actual recording sessions to 30, like enter the Wu-Tang? Like, did you actually get to be there?
Yeah,
And that's
I was there. Yeah, I'm on C.R.E.A.M.
yes,
I'm the one who did the
yes, sir.
I did that.
So like, how did
I
that?
did.
So
Huh?
how did that session go? Like, how did you actually end up actually being on the actual song "Cream"?
Hey, you know, RZA told me to jump up on it. You know, RZA was the head. RZA is the RZA.
Yes, sir.
You know what I mean? So he said, "Look, I need you." He knew I can sing, and he said, "I need you to go in there and drop something down. Just play with it for me. Just let me see where you at with it." So you know, me being musically inclined, I went in there and did what was natural to me, and it was a natural thing. And I started harmonizing, and then he took what he wanted after I got finished harmonizing, which what you heard in C.R.E.A.M. He took that part, and that sounded good to him, and he took it. He's a genius when he and hearing, you know, voices.
One of my favorite, like you're not even like rapping on it. It's you're at the end of Glaciers of Ice on how you're singing like the same, like yo, like I don't know what it is. It just sets the mood for that too. But like that's why I kind of wish like you were featured on more of songs like that because like you made appearances on Protection
I
Net.
see where you're going. I see where you're going with this at.
Yeah, because like
I want to save it for my platform though. You know, when I do my platform, you know, because this is a lot of valuable information, and you're gonna get, you know, like some real shit. Some fucking messing with me.
Oh, yo, trust me, I've been trying to get a hold of you for like 2 years because once I started like actually finishing like my Prodigal Son interviews, I was like, yo, man, like 60 doesn't do interviews, and then it's kind of funny how recently like with the whole Drink Champs thing now, I'm like, dude, like how like yeah, you guys may be cool with Noido, but like at the same time though, like wow, like they're lyricists, and like if you go back and listen to their albums, especially with today's Renaissance, it's like it smashes. Like you can play The Last Shall Be Sold and then Hitler Wears Hermes right after that, and it doesn't even. It sounds like it was made in the same era. So with you becoming 60-Second Assassin now too, I was curious now too. When recording The Last Shall Be Shall, did you have to go through like different?
Last should be first.
Oh, so yeah, The Last Shall Be First. You guys had to go through changes with this album, from my understanding now too, because the first single wasn't on the actual album.
Well,
the one that was featured in Killer Army.
No, it wasn't on the Last Should Be First because that was our single.
Yeah. So that's why I was curious on how like it went.
Another different thing, you know what I mean? Then we did the EP after the single, because you know the A side was Five Archangels and the B side was Soldiers of Darkness.
Yeah. So yeah, Soldiers of Darkness, yes sir.
Right. So then we did the EP, No Love Without Hate, with the Soldiers of Darkness and the.
Oh, so that's considered an EP. I just thought that was a single.
Right. Nah, no. Well, it was a single at first with A and B side, but then we did a EP with No Love Without Hate on it.
Okay.
With Soldiers of Darkness and Five Archangels.
So, like, I was curious now too. Like, when you're actually like being around and actually seeing like how the impact of the Wu went from literally from the start until '97. Like, did you know it was going to be like such a cultural impact, like Metallica? Because when you see that Wu symbol, it's like one of those famous rock logos you see. Like, I see like from a 4-year-old to a 92-year-old wearing that shirt.
Right. You know, it was all new to me. Everything was new to me. I didn't, you know, it was like I was in a state like when Wu-Tang first came out. People were shitting on them, like they, you know, like with the story about cold chilling records. They ain't seen hits, and I seen Aunt Mabel. You know, they was fronting on them because they wanted to blow Big Daddy Kane and them up. So when I got into, you know, when they really started doing these singles to protect your neck and all of that, I was already blown away from what happened. So I wasn't looking at it like we was gonna go somewhere with this. You know what I mean? I was just there to be there because the family was there. But I didn't know it was gonna take off like this. Far as did I know? No, I didn't have a clue that it was gonna take off like that.
Yeah, because I remember as a kid seeing my mom watching Mariah Carey, and I see like Old Dirty Bastard like right there beside. I was like, yo, that is some legendary shit right there too, and like not to mention now too the like as soon as when Wu-Tang started to expand now too, like that's what I like. We got the affiliates and the family too, like the Sons of Man, the Last Shall Be First now too. For the recording sessions for that album, it was recorded from '96 to '98, right?
Mm. What come again?
The actual album, The Last Shall Be First.
Right.
It was recorded
from... That was 98.
Yeah, so it was recorded, but it started in '96 to '98, right?
Yeah, well, it came out in '98, but we started doing it in like '97.
Okay. Now, I was curious now, too, because I know like most of the production was handled by Fourth Disciple and True Master. What was it like, actually? Did you guys think that RZA was going to produce the whole thing, or did you guys know that Fourth and True were actually going to be doing a majority of the project?
Well, on that, I wasn't really, I'm going to be truthful with you. I wasn't, should I say that for my podcast? All right. I'm going to be truthful with you. Like, producers, we had a whole host of producers.
Yes, sir.
They were already there. They were like Fourth Disciple, all those guys you just named, RZA. They came when available. You know, RZA said, you know, I got something for you guys. He'll come and do a track. Like, that's how it was written. When we did it as it was written, and a lot of that stuff we did earlier. That never really even never even came out. And it's on YouTube for free, and it never even came out. See, wasn't supposed to say that because I wanted to leave that for you know.
Well, I appreciate that. Yeah, because I was going to say, because I noticed that when you go to YouTube, there's so much Sons of Man songs that are from the 90s that didn't make the actual album. That's why I was curious. I'm like, so is this like half of it is like leaked and it's just gonna be leaked out there? Because I think somebody put a 2003 complication of everything put together that was leaked, but it's the internet. Then it's gonna come out anyway.
Well, all that was is we wasn't managed right. You know, the group as a group didn't have a management set up because I didn't know myself. Now Killer Priest probably did, but as I talked to him, he said he didn't really know anything about the business. So this is where we getting all of this host of different why this ain't happening, why the fans saying this, because we really didn't have management. So you know, everything was like a conflict of interest. I ain't gonna go into that. I'm gonna say that for my podcast. But if you hear me say conflict of interest, then you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. So, like, do you think, like, if you guys had proper management, that we would have, like, more official Sons of Man albums that came after '98? Like, let's say, like, the '99, 2000, 2001?
Well, let's put it this way. We were too busy worried about getting our business right and going through changes with a lot of things. A lot of things were happening back then. You know what I mean? We were so busy trying to correct that we couldn't be focused on what we was doing. But we made good music, but we couldn't be focused on the music and the business aspect of it. See, well, that's why I'm saying we really needed a business management who really cared for us to push us because we were a good group that could have went far. But what I really think that we are the best in the industry. I believe Sunz of Man is the best rappers in the industry, and a lot of people take from what we have and put it in their own lyrics and make their own assumption. Now, I gave you a lot just now.
Well, I appreciate that too. And if you also look at it like this now too, because you guys had a record of Earth, Wind, and Fire coming straight out of the underground,
Yeah.
and then you see that with today's music. Not with Earth, Wind, and Fire, but somebody as big with somebody coming from the underground and have something like that though.
Right. Yeah, but if you look at it, all they doing is repeating what other golden eras. Like I repeated a lot of stuff from the golden era. Like I like that R.Z.A.M. and Cool G rap. That's where you hear a lot of mine. When you hear me saying, I swear in the shores, the cause of the Lord, and I recall the rap, I'm getting a little bit of Cool G rap.
So as opposed to like actually becoming like the $1 Million Hook Man too, when did you actually start like trying like because I know you're on Only Built for Cuban Links and Supreme Clientele, like were you like trying to do a solo album back then, or you were just kind of there at the time like, yo, 60, come over here and do your thing on this?
You know what happened? It's just like I was just telling you. I was not happy or situated the way I wanted to be situated. So things were just coming all out of the order, not the way we planned it. That's why we did the song, The Plan. Not the way we planned it. So things was just haywire, man. The company wound up going bankrupt, filing Chapter 11.
Oh, wow.
So we wound up getting put in limbo. That means you got to sit still and can't do nothing.
Wow, see, I did not know that. So when you guys were being put in this limbo and stuff like that, I could see that how it would discourage somebody too. It's just like not having the business right. It's like, well, what's the point of me doing an album if the business ain't right? So
exactly.
So taking it back to like at the time of the first Sunz of Man album that was released, that had the single of Earth, Wind, and Fire. Like how was that like experiencing the release of that too? Because you gotta remember, this is '98. Everything's digital back then.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, sorry, everything's digital now. Back then, everything wasn't digital.
It was analog.
Yeah, but
it was coming into the digital age though.
But like coming like to a release party and stuff like that too. Like how did like you guys release it? Like did like somebody come tell you like you were gonna have a release party for this and Meth, RZA, Killer Army's gonna be there. Was it something like that? Or like
we was with them all the time in the beginning. We didn't went on tour together. When Wu-Tang did whatever they did, we was always there because we opened up for them.
Yeah, that makes sense now too, because you guys want to have the open to set the tone for it too, and then when the actual client comes on stage, it's like everyone's like already hyped off the affiliates and the family already now too. It's like
see, RZA was a genius, you know what I mean? So he had us, and we are learning the business all of that time. We are learning what's going on because we didn't have a clue. We was doing shows at the shows at the show. And then we reading books and figuring out that, hey, you only do like certain amount, 10 shows or 15 shows, then you start getting paid. Because the shows is for you to get yourself known and get yourself known by the producers. I mean, the people who are doing the party, doing the venue,
Because if you, when coming in, like, to, like, this new modern age now, too, I'm curious now, too, who are you still in touch with? Like from like the Sunz of Man, Killer Army, and the Wu. Like who do you talk to?
I'm in touch with everybody. But the thing is trying to get everybody together.
So do you think like if RZA was the type to like bring everybody together on a car, do you think he can do it?
I really he should do it.
Because
he should.
It's part of the history.
Because you know what, and not only is it part of history, but we need it. Come on, that's selfishness. If a person gonna think he gonna just have everything for himself, mine's, all mine's is all mine's. Consequences, all mine. So then, what did you bring us out for?
Yeah, that's true. Actually,
I'm not spit that. My shit got facts. I'm facts. But I love RZA. Don't get me wrong. Don't get this conversation wrong.
Oh, no, I would definitely won't, dude. No, sir.
Yeah, I love RZA. RZA's my cousin, man. And I love him. But still in all, like you asked the question. Yeah. And I'm trying to figure that same thing out. Why?
Yeah, because as somebody from a fan who's a genuine fan, we want to know this now too. Because like, you know
what? Y'all need to ask them.
Oh, we've been trying. Trust me.
Nobody asking them about Sunz of Man. And you know what? Another thing I never see. Every time they have an interview and they talk about C.R.E.A.M, they never talk about who did that beginning shit.
Yeah, like who was that at the beginning of C.R.E.A.M?
Yeah, they never talk about that. Why?
Yeah. I remember.
But I'm telling the truth. I love them brothers, but I'm telling the truth. That's what it do. So you got an interview right here, brother.
Look at like the lyrical content from Wu-Tang's first album to the second album too. There's a huge difference within 5%.
I meant to say the promoters.
Yeah, and the Nation of Gods is. And so I was curious now too. You being a close relative of Dirty now too. Did you see like his change and upcoming within the industry when Wu-Tang's first album came out to his first album? Because you were there for all that.
And you asking a lot. You going deep, man.
I'm sorry. I waited 2 years for this.
Yeah, you like Dirty. I'm gonna put it this way, cause I'm a lot of this stuff I want to save for my own. And
of course,
I'm not getting paid for this, so you know what I mean. Like everything is about money.
No, yeah. So I get that.
I don't know what people said about Sunz of Man, but we not no flunkies, and we're not no people that just do shit for free. We have a great understanding about how the music should go. No one can think for us now. We can think for ourselves. But on going with that, I'm saying we want to sort of like, being that we're thinking for ourselves now, want to give the people beautiful music without all of the corruption and all of the stuff that we had to go through in the beginning.
With all the white demos in the background, yeah.
Yeah, so now that we can move along because we out of all of these stipulations and out of we can't move, you know what I mean? We're able to do that now, but now look at the problem. Hellraiser caught an aneurysm. See how life works? See how God works? Yeah. Hellraiser caught the aneurysm. The whole group is all separated. One over here doing this, the other one over there doing that. Everybody's separated. And the only way, here's the thing. The only way Sunz of Man gonna really get anything out of this is we do shows as Sunz of Man. We can't do shows as individual people. We have to do a Sunz of Man thing. And we just can't bring that together. That's the problem.
I noticed that now too, because even with there's like a Sunz of Man Rebirth album, and it was like a Prodigal Son solo album pretty much, because like
yeah, but that album never really made it because I don't even want to talk about that.
No, let's save that. But that's what I mean though now too. Like even like how Sunz of Man can come together for a full show now too. Do you think that if you got all four of you guys came together for one more album that it would be received well, especially?
I think that. I know that. I'm the one that's pushing that.
Oh, so you've been trying.
Yes.
Oh wow. Okay.
Them are the ones that's arguing, but I'm the one that's trying to push it. To do the Sunz of Man thing. Let's take our difference and put it to the side.
Yeah.
Let's do the Sunz of Man thing. But everybody got problems with each other.
Because you see, like the Renaissance that we're in now, like there was a time in like the early let's say 2005 till 2016, it was this trap, but a bunch of hi-hats and stuff like that. But with the rise of Griselda, we see... Like I always because I never got to experience Wu as a teenager. I got to experience them later on. But when I got to witness Griselda and the offshoots and the off brands that they're doing, it's like, yo, this reminds me of the Wu, like how the Wu would have been back then.
Griselda, boy, she was bad, boy. She was killing a lot of people up, man.
Oh no, yeah. I mean, like the West Side Gun, the Conway, and the Benny the Butcher, because they look at you guys as the blueprint to their success, and that's what I like about Griselda is they credit Wu-Tang, Sons of Man, Killer Army. Like they know these underground hip hop legends, and they're getting acknowledged by Eminem and Jay-Z in 2021.
You know what? Eminem and all of those guys, I really think took a piece of our chapter. I'm not taking nothing from Eminem, but anybody you hear talking sophisticated knowledge and
that's
rhymes,
facts, yeah.
our chamber. And when you hear people trying to do that, they took a chapter out of our chamber, being that we were put in limbo. Now people can try to do what we did already.
Especially like referencing like the Nation of Gods or Kung Fu flicks or like Wisdom itself. It's like, yo, like, or even certain slang. Like I remember I had to buy the Wu-Tang manual to understand some of the slang that you guys were talking about too, because I'm like, I don't know what a biscuit is, I don't know what a flower part is, but within this book, it opens you up so you understand. It's like putting the pieces together to a puzzle. It's just like if you just don't get it, it's gonna fly over your head. But if you get it, it's genius.
That's right, because you got certain people that live certain ways. Like when I was growing up as a kid, I stayed in books. I went to karate school. I studied kung fu. I studied aikido. I went to Jerome Mackey's as a kid. I was 8, 9 years old. My father paid for me to go to karate school. So I'm the one who went to karate school and did all of that, and you know, and that's not to say take nothing from anybody else, but I really did it. So, and then we were a certain way that in the hood, we either did our, you know, what we liked to do, our recreation, and we taught our minds how to be knowledgeable because we were teachers. We were universal teachers. There wasn't no robbers, thieves, and people out here robbing. You know, we were teachers, universal teachers. We were going around different hoods teaching people the knowledge. And this is what you're getting when you get our music. You're getting real, how people really lived. Each one of those members, Sons of Man members, studied a lot of books and were those type of people. So we are really these people, man. We are really the ones. We are really true for this time right now.
Even like going back to the cover now too, like it's like you can see the cover with the Last Shall Be Shall now too. But I noticed like even if your debut album now too, Remarkable Timing. Yeah. So I was curious on like, you know, like who was the one to like come and say like you're 60, like there's a pre-solo album, there's a RZA solo album, and there's a Prodigal. So how did Remarkable Timing come about? Like you don't have to like get into detail, but like did you say it's time for me to do my own solo, or did somebody come and tell you
somebody else said it? M80. You know M80?
Oh, yes, sir.
Yeah, well, you ain't sound like you said that too. But M80 that's my man, that's my peoples. And you know, I did business with him. And so I just like, I'm a type of person, I want peace. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So M80, you know, put my stuff out, and it was him basically that said that damn, everybody got something out but 60. You know, and I even did an interview about this. You know, I was the last one to put things out because I was not satisfied. If you hear it in the skits in my music, I always say, I want my money. I want my money now.
Yeah.
You that me and Prodigal did, you know, niggas ain't paid me yet. I've been doing this for 10, 20, 50 years and niggas ain't paid me shit yet. Now I want to know where my motherfucking money at. You know what I mean? I was for real with that.
So I'm guessing you got paid for the solo.
Huh?
You got paid for the solo.
Yeah, well, yeah, we got we got paid for the solo, but what you talking about? 5 Archangels?
No. You're like your solo. Like you got paid for your Remarkable Timing album.
Oh yeah, I got paid for that.
See, because I noticed like I'm supposed to record it from later today too. This is a majority of the productions done by Bros Nazareth.
I own it.
See, so I was curious how come, because I can't find it on Tidal or like Apple Music or things like that. I was wondering how come.
I got a box of it right here. Look, if you want it, I'm selling them online. I'm trying to figure out a good price.
Did you? So I don't know if you noticed that now too, but there's a lot of Wu-Tang fans out there that would pay $50 for a Sons of Man CD that ain't in the record stores, because if you have a box of them now too, you're sitting on some gold right now too, because we're living in the era right now of collectors in this renaissance. Now I don't know if you've been paying attention to Instagram, or maybe it's because I'm young and I know this shit, but if you look at certain people's Instagrams, they'll take different pictures of all their Wu-Tang affiliates, CDs, posters, cassettes, and like, because they actually like the music, and they're like, "Oh, this came out when?" And we're just finding about this now because we're liking Griselda and want to hear more. So
Right.
I think now, like the way that you have those CDs now too, it's also a gold mine too, because you just can't walk into like a record
So I
store.
can sell them for like $40 and $50.
Yeah, and people will buy them.
Hmm?
Yeah, and people will buy them.
All right, bet. That's what I'm gonna do. Sell it for $40.
And plus, because you have to come at it like this now too. You just can't walk into a record store and get a 60-second Assassin album.
Right.
So there's a hardcore Wu-Tang fans out there that want every single affiliate. Because I remember my friend, he was obsessed with Royal Fam. I swear this guy had like every Timbo Kin. Like, I didn't even know Timbo Kin had this much mixtapes. I'm like, how would you get this? So like that's how I found a lot of my Wu-Tang favorites now too. Like that's how I found the Sons of Man, because he had it was this mixtape. It was called I think it was called Savior's Day. And when I went back, I was like, yo, I need to hear the first and by them now too. And then once I heard like Cold Steel, I was like, yo, man, like this is like the first time I heard Killer, because I found Killer Army first and then Sons of Man. So when I found Sons of Man, it really opened my eyes up to the world of 5%ers and the Nation of Gods, coming from someone who lived in a Christian household. So it really, so I like to credit like the Wu now too for letting me open my eyes now too, and know that there's more than just one way of religion out there, one way of life. Because if you look at it now too, like Wu-Tang is a way of life. Yeah, see, exactly.
That's me. I'm Radar. When you think that's me.
Oh, because they do that, and he's like West Side.
Yeah, I started that.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah, that's heard it in my old song. Every come on. Before RZA even did that shit. Before Bobby Digital even did that, I've been doing that.
So with you becoming the 60-second Assassin now too, like, did you have to watch the movie a couple times before somebody like gave you the name, or like you said right off the bat, RZA, like you the 60-second Assassin?
Gave me the name, RZA.
But you didn't watch the movie before that though.
Well, you know what? I knew the movie came out, but
okay.
I didn't watch it. You're right. I didn't watch it. Okay. I watched it back in the days, but I forgot about it. But then when he said 60-second Assassin, I still was lost, because I didn't remember that movie I seen back then. But then when I watched, I said, oh shit, I seen this before. When the nigga put the hourglass down, and when he put the clock, flipped the clock, and then he started kicking the nigga ass in 60 seconds. So I took that, but I didn't want to do it like that, because RZA and all of them was into Kung Fu, taking the Kung Fu and mix it up with it. So I took mine and said that instead of saying a 60-second assassin, I don't want people to think that I assassinate people. I didn't want to put that type of understanding out to the world like that. So I made sure I always explain to people that I'm not a 60-second because I assassinate people. I'm a 60-second because I assassinate negative thoughts. That's what I'm assassinating negative thoughts. Because we're godly. We're sons of man. If we're sons of man, then we are really the true ones to come. We were really the ones.
See, like, this is why I wish, like, you guys did a lot more, like, interview. But then again, the internet wasn't accessible as it was back in 98. It was all in print. Because, like, somebody who likes to be informative now, too, like, that when I was coming up, I used to always wonder, like, yo, why is this guy called 60-second Assassin if he's always sinning? Like, shouldn't this guy, like, be in, like, murdering rhymes? And then when I heard you on the first Sons of Man album, I'm like, okay, I get it now too. But even when I heard you on Supreme Clientele now too, I'm like, why is he doing the sinning again now too? But with the way that you just explained it now too, I get it now.
Right. See, and then when I come out with my own personal thing, I'm gonna be doing a lot of singing, and it's setting up what I'm trying to do. Really, because I'm like mathematical. God works with me. See, everything that I'm doing, I'm not really doing this, man. This is a higher power doing this for me. Like, it's just like I step into alignment of a higher power, and it just takes over.
So
that's why I want. Yeah.
Oh no, go on. Keep going. I didn't mean to cut you off.
You know, if I battle anybody or do anything like that, I'm everlasting. I could just keep going on. You see my lives, man. I could just keep going on for days and days and days. Just rhyming.
So, oh yes, sir.
Yeah. So I'm just going to get a light, bro.
Oh yeah, okay, my bad.
I ain't going nowhere. I ain't leaving you.
I was like, wow, okay, that's a good way to leave it.
How many viewers you have? You got a lot of viewers. You got a lot of people that come to your.
My fourth disciple interview just passed 5K views.
Oh, what?
Yeah. Fourth.
Wow.
Me and Fourth, we that one I had to wait a year too. I've been trying to find him. Anything I do, if the Wu does numbers, I notice.
Wow. Okay, that's what's up.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. You call me anytime, man. Like I got you something because I need those views and I need streams.
Well, but see, here's the other thing now too. I like how you said that you're starting your own podcast now too, because it can afford the listeners on my station who want to hear more of you. So was it the Drink Champs comment that made you want to like appear more on social media? Because I noticed you're active on social media more now.
You know what? I've been on social media. People just wasn't noticing me, and a lot of people just became my friends on social media. So that's why you probably just one that just became my friend. But if you really look back on my history, I've been doing social media ever since. I'm relevant right now. We got an album out in 2020.
Yeah.
And before that, I've been all on social media, singing on stages, doing live bands, and all of that.
I remember catching you in the RZA documentary too.
Yeah, and RZA documentary. So we stayed living. I stayed alive, but I stayed out of the industry, but I stayed doing splats and blemishes. Like, you'll see me here, and then I'm gone.
Yeah.
What I'm doing is the people love you when they don't see you as much.
Yeah, that's true, actually. That's very true. Because I don't know if you Google yourself, but...
It's a gimmick to my madness.
Oh, well... I don't know because, like, if you Google yourself sometimes now, too, but when I Google 60-Second Assassin, they say he's a mysteriously figure who doesn't do much interviews, but then they give you, like, the name and the albums that you appeared on. But, like, no one has ever asked you, like, you know, questions like, you know, like, have you ever seen Angel Dust in the studio to these sessions? Or, like, you know, like, because I don't give a fuck if you guys... No, I don't give a fuck about that.
I've been seeing Angel. Why you think we was the 5 Archangels? Let me tell you about this story. I am truly a 5 Archangel.
Okay.
See, I don't know. Everybody else was playing with it. But I really came from that. Even when I was birthed, I remember myself coming down. The fall, remember the fall? The fall from heaven, and when all the falls and all the angels fell from heaven. Where did they get that knowledge from? And I had a dream I was falling. And not only did I have a dream I was falling, I had a vision, I had a remembrance that I dropped down in my mother's womb.
Oh, wow. So you actually seeing so when you guys are actually 5 Archangels, like, you take it to a deeper manner.
It was real with me, man. It was real with me. When you listen to my lyrics, listen to how I kick, listen to what I say. It's real with me. I don't know about priests. Look, they put the right people together. These are the 4 winds. We are the 4 winds. One had to come this way, the other came this way, but we gathered and came together. Now, what made God put 4 people like us together that thinks on a hieroglyphic level?
Yeah,
that's God's plan. Yeah. That's God's plan.
Yeah, that's destiny, too. Yeah, that's crazy, too.
That's deep, man. I got it, man. Listen, man, you ain't heard nothing yet. Shit yet.
So like,
See, they can't tell the story or illustrate the story like this because I am truly a son of man. Now they probably could do it in their own intellect.
yeah,
I'm pretty sure because they're very intelligent, but they're not gonna do it like me. I'm the OG. I'm the Pied Piper of this shit right here. I'm older than everybody in the clan.
oh wow, okay, did not know that.
Yeah, I'm the oldest, man. I'm the one who, I don't want to take credit for nothing, but really,
Yeah.
I'm the one that where knowledge came from.
Ah, so like before I let you go now too, we'll wrap this up and I don't take most of your time up now too. When you're coming in like to a 60-second Assassin now album now too, like can we expect like if we can never get a Sons of Man album again, would you start doing feature work or are you gonna start focusing on your podcast? Like what inspired your podcast?
Listen, I'm willing to do work if I can get help. I need help, and I be asking for help, and everybody's so busy, and no one seems to be able to help. Now, it's hard for me to do this when someone's way over there,
Yeah.
and they're trying to tell me what to do while I'm pushing buttons, and they showing me, all the way over there telling me, I can't learn like that.
Yeah. Yeah,
everything I'm learning is learning on my own. So it takes time for me because I'm doing everything on my own. I need help. All the rest of them have help. I don't.
Yeah, that's true. Actually, if you go and look at it now too, because I know Priest does a lot of work with M80 too.
Yeah, there ain't nobody came to me like that because this is God's plan. He didn't want me out there like that. All this is God's plan, brother. You hear me?
Yeah, it is.
This is God's plan, man. He wanted me to fall back because I'm too lethal. I'm lethal, man. So, like you heard Killer Priest and you heard Shabazz Disciple and them, they lethal, but I am lethal.
Oh yes.
You never heard. See, I can sing and I can do my own shit. See, I can put the legs on it, like Randy Phillips said, from the head of my label, Red Ant. Randy Phillips was the head of the label, and he used to say that this album don't have any legs. What he was saying was, you just rapping on a fucking song ain't gonna get it.
Yeah.
That's why RZA said, go in there and make some sounds for me. Because the rest of them, they wasn't into all of that doing harmonizing and that singing shit to rap. They were just into rap, man. Fuck that singing shit.
Yeah. Like seven.
Yeah.
No, you can swear. Go ahead.
Yeah, you know what I mean? I ain't into the Red Ghost and all them. Them niggas wasn't into that singing shit.
Oh, they were in the street, yes, sir.
I think Ray was kind of mad at me. This nigga with this singing shit. You know what I mean? Yeah, I think because he didn't even want me to do that shit at the shows.
Oh, wow.
He didn't even want me to do my own fucking part. Like, that's another thing I don't understand. Like, it's a lot of things I still love them brothers, though. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of things I never understood, and I need to ask them. They so busy, I can't even get to ask them that shit.
That's because, even with the Wu-Tang TV show now, too, like, I bet you, like, once they get to the later seasons, a lot of people are going to be asking, they're like, where's the Sons of Man or Killer Army parts in this TV show?
Well, that's what y'all got to ask.
Well, we're not there yet.
I want to do it, but the people that be interviewing them, they need to act. I think they be going in there telling them what to say. I think they be like, don't ask me this question, don't ask me that question, don't ask me this. And so they already programmed what they gonna say.
See, I've been trying to get a hold of Deck and RZA for a bit now too, because I want to know, like, when you guys do these seasons, like, are you guys gonna include Sons of Man or Killer Army in this? Because, like, I don't even know if the little brother in the seasons actually Ninth Prince, because his name is Randy, and that's not Ninth Prince's real name.
Right. I want the funk. Give me the funk. Fuck deodorizing shit. I want the funk.
Yeah.
All right, so if it comes to 60 doing a song with Wu-Tang, Killer Army, who the fuck ever, I want the funk.
Because I think there's I don't know if it's on there yet, but for the TV show, they're at the making of the first album, and I want to know if they're gonna show the C.R.E.A.M part with you sitting at the beginning of this.
You say what now? They're standing next to who?
Like, okay, so they're on season 2 for Wu-Tang American Saga, and they're in the middle of making the album on the TV show. But I want to see when the C.R.E.A.M joint comes on. I want to see if they're gonna include like somebody who plays 60.
Yeah, I'm waiting for that too.
Yeah. Okay. So
And the world is waiting for that because I think I did enough promotion on doing lives to let the world know that I did the C.R.E.A.M. So now when they do that shit,
yeah,
they're gonna have to motherfucking come out and say the truth because what you gonna do? You gonna say somebody else did it?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Publishing deal for that shit, man. Come on, man. Even if you try to come with that publishing shit, nigga, we never did no publishing deal for that. So, nigga, that was just a straight up. I'm supposed to get my points, you know what I mean, and I let me handle my BMI shit, you know what I mean, and then you give me my point, give me my motherfucking credit. That's all I want is my credit, and then I want my plaques.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah, because you guys went gold.
Yeah, I went gold. I personally went gold.
You're about to go time. Yeah.
Everything I touch turned to gold.
And that's why there'll be a perfect time if everyone can get it right for the reunion album now too. But we're saving that for your podcast.
They know I'm the gold, man. They know I'm the gold, man. And why you think I did Supreme Clientele? Have you noticed after I did the C.R.E.A.M, do the fucking Glaciers Ice. Man, get on Supreme Clientele. Cause I'm the hit. I'm the motherfucking hit. I'm the Nate Dogg of this shit. I'm the Nate Dogg of the Wu-Tang, man.
See, I didn't want to say that. I didn't want to like draw comparisons and stuff like that. But
and I came out before Nate Dogg, so a lot of them, ideas. See, that's what I want to let the world know. You know what I mean? Like a lot of the shit that I was doing, I was the first one doing that shit.
Because even if rapping and singing now too, like Drake, like you can even say Drake took inspiration from that.
Right. It's not saying I'm the first one who did, but the way I did it.
Yeah.
Like, they would have me coming in, or something short, and then that's it. I'm out. But that opened up the whole song.
Oh, of course.
See, that's what people don't understand. That shit opened up the whole song, just the way it came on.
So before I let you go, 60 now too, you said you had a podcast coming out now too. For my listeners who want to keep in tune with you now too.
I'm trying to figure out how to set it up, man. I don't really know.
Oh, okay. Well, after this, we're talking. I can give you some pointers.
Okay then.
So, what inspired this upcoming podcast?
This upcoming podcast that I'm doing myself?
Yes.
Well, I felt that Wu-Tang, Sunz of Man, the rest of the groups came out with albums, and they keep putting out shit, and I started feeling bad. I started feeling like, God damn, shit, these niggas just keep putting stuff out. I mean, pardon my...
you can swear whatever, it's okay.
These Nagas keep putting stuff. I say Naga. Naga means a king. So these Nagas keep putting things out, and albums out, and albums after albums after album. They said Hellraiser had an aneurysm and came back and still putting out more stuff. So what is me? I'm dead. What am I? I'm dead now. It's not that I'm dead. It's just that I don't know this shit. I don't know how to fucking operate this shit. Excuse my language, man. I don't know how to. And I'm not ashamed to say it. I just don't know. Now, you ask me some knowledge, I know all of that.
Yeah.
But when it comes to this shit,
yeah.
with that.
No, yeah. I get that. It's a new age now, too. I get that because it took me like a year and a half to figure out. I'm like, I can do video calls like this?
Right.
So,
exactly.
Okay. Well, I think now too, and another good reason for how you explained it to me now too, they have so much albums compared to you. You can have so many episodes compared to the albums on your podcast because
I put out about 20 albums. If you listen to all of them, some podcast. Well, they wasn't podcasts. It's just lives I did on Instagram.
Yeah. So like with the podcast, it'll actually be on Apple, Spotify, and things like that.
Right.
Because I think now too, like you have a lot of stories that people want to know of this.
Yeah.
Now too. And I noticed, like especially on.
And I need you to help me pull this off.
Oh, don't worry. This will be the jump off rate here, and maybe even be a co-host and help you out on that now too.
Yeah. Where you at? Is you in New York?
No, bro. I'm in Western Canada. I'm far away from you.
Oh man, you in Toronto?
I'm farther than that. I'm on the west side of Canada.
Quebec? What's that? Quebec or
Saskatchewan?
Toronto or Montreal?
I'm in Saskatchewan.
Oh, okay. You got more parts. Okay, I just know Montreal, Quebec, because I've been to Montreal, Quebec, and Toronto.
Yes,
that's the first place we go.
So I think now too, because you can have. I always see podcasts that have like the Killer Priest podcast. He'll be
Right.
sharing stories like from like when he was recorded heavy mental and those times now too on his podcast. So I think like with a 60 second, you can actually get into like you know being in the Glaciers of Ice session or appearing on Old Dirty Bass or even like family time with like ODB, Jizz, and RZA before everything.
I need you, man. I need you.
Oh, we're Bill.
Huh?
I said, oh, don't worry, we're Bill. Don't worry, Bill on that. I'll do my best to help you out.
Oh, I got you. Okay, yeah. Well, to answer your question is that it's coming. That's all I can say. It's coming.
Hey, may even see executive produced by Kim Low right here, but me and 60, we're gonna talk after this. So if you guys,
yes, sir.
If you guys made it to this far now too, I need everybody to 60. If they don't know your socials, can you give them your socials? I'll put it in the description below. So people can actually get in tune.
Yeah, give it to them, because like I'm down, like when it comes to that, 60 Wilson on my IG and my Facebook.
What's the best way for people to actually get a hold of you that are watching this?
Well, my messenger, just FaceTime.
So if you guys actually see the name at the bottom left of on the screen right here, that's how you can get a hold of 60 right there. And don't come at him with no bullshit, please, because the man got to have his shit straight. And be on the lookout for that 60-second Assassin podcast, man. I'm actually looking forward to that now too. If you made it this far now too, let us know what you thought of the interview. And we'll see you soon. As from the desk below, featuring my guy, 60-second Assassin.